these teams to be kind of having a bit of a chat prior and identifying where their strong suits might lie, where they want to be playing toward. But we are into the draft, and straight away Nico is gone, so taken away by Team Philippines.
Where to again? Are we going to see the same strat from Team Thailand? It's like they hate that Yuumi. They want none of that cat.
Yeah, fair enough. Barely seeing Yuumi at all, actually, in this event so far. Just the fans coming through for thick and fast. So what are we expecting to see from Team Thailand? I don't think we can really make much of an informed opinion for
honestly,
the Philippines.
I liked what we saw from Pillow on that Kha'Zix. I wouldn't be surprised to see that come through again. Now we're going to see Team Philippines actually bring in a target ban, getting rid of the MF, knowing that that went relatively well, especially through that early game for Saomao down towards the bot lane.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if the misfortune was really the difference maker there, though. I think if you're looking at that lane, you have to be thinking, okay, maybe we'll ban away the Blitzcrank.
But it felt like it did much better than the center. So I'm not sure if we're going to see a center ban. I feel like Team Philippines might be happy for that one to slide through if Team Thailand want to pull out that kind of draft again. But we are going to see the Kasante out of there. So no Kasante up top or mid. And we'll see if there is going to be tanks towards the top lane, or if Team Philippines are going to go, off meta again, have a little bit of fun, maybe carry from up top to see what Aloit's going to be able to do up there. And now's the time. No Maokai. Maokai certainly was a bit of an issue for Team Thailand, but of course, we see that Vi is open. We'll see who's going to be opting for that one if that slides through again. And Team Philippines starting on that blue side are going to have first selection. So which champ do they go for? What are they doing with this composition? What can we expect? It is Gragas. So, flexing that one early.
Yeah, very safe pick. Could be going into mid, could be going into top. I don't think we can really read too much into that one just yet.
Could be going in the jungle,
I suppose.
Certainly an option. Maybe not one of the strongest picks at the moment, but definitely has been in the meta in the last 6 months. It'll go pretty much everywhere. Oh my. Oh my. That is a fresh face on the Rift.
Yeah, I haven't seen much Viego at all. But, yeah, something you can get a bit of value out of. We've got the Siva as well, so
off meta.
We are definitely straying away from what has been considered, the meta picks.
Yeah,
of late.
Really interesting to see how the Viego goes, and picking that first as well. We'll see if Team Philippines have an answer for it in the jungle. Of course, we still don't know where that Gragas is going for Team Philippines, but yeah, Siva of course has that range. Has a lot of burst potential depending on the build that they opt to go for. A lot of wave clear too, which I guess is something that Team Thailand needed in those other games. There's a little bit more wave clear. With the MF there, it was probably really strong towards the first game of the first series of the day. But now we're going to see that Aphelios locked in. So Team Philippines seem like they are going to lean much more towards the meta than what we're seeing from Team Thailand.
Yeah, I don't know that that's too much of a surprise, to be honest. Like, we really did see Team Thailand kind of go with whatever they felt they wanted to in that first game of the last series.
Yeah.
I think they've sort of gone for the methodology of we want to play toward our individual strengths, maybe whatever champions we're comfortable with, and not necessarily think too much about how the team cohesion is going to go.
Oh, okay. Maybe we got an issue.
Yeah.
Seems to have disappeared.
We might have cursed it.
Might be run of the end. Hey, I touched the wood, Jordan.
I know, me
I touched the wood.
I did too.
We all touched the wood. I cannot believe it's happened. It looks like there must have been an issue. Just trying to figure out what to do. Probably just going to be that lobby reset, and we should be right back into
Did someone forget to lock in?
Oh, maybe.
That would be a bit embarrassing on a stage like this.
Honestly, I was talking and not watching that clock tick down.
Yep.
Getting confirmation. Looks like there was a misclick somewhere, so I think they're going to be running it back from the start.
Yeah. Chose the wrong champion. So I wonder which one was the wrong champion. I feel like surely not Aphelios. Was it Siva?
Maybe?
Because I guess it's just conjecture at this point for us. We don't really know.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out. I guess once the lobby gets refreshed, it'll probably go back to where it was before there was the misclick. Gentleman's agreement, have all the same bands up to that point.
Yep.
It's what I would theorize here. so everything's above board.
Yeah, but at what point do you say, all right, well, you picked that champion, you have to play it?
Well, I thought that was the usual rule, but it looks like, depending on the tournament, rules shift here and there, so could be a little bit more leeway. Of course, it's all about friendship. It's all about respect here.
It's true.
So maybe that's where we're leaning going into the second series of the day. But interesting. So Team Philippines, we'll see how strong of a team they are. Of course, leaning much towards those meta picks again. Maybe Team Thailand was trying to lean towards the meta picks, but as you can see on your screen, it's looks like there's some deliberation coming through between the coaches and between the officials.
Yep.
So we'll find out shortly what's fully going on.
I saw the Team Philippines coach at breakfast this morning.
Yeah, I saw him everywhere. I saw him in the elevator, saw him walking around.
Up early, I mean, don't need to be up that early necessarily for your game here if you're not starting your game until about 4 p.m. local time.
Prepped on that.
But exactly. So I wonder what they've been doing in the meanwhile. Have they got a setup where they can play and practice and get ready? Have they just been going through some theory?
Also, it could just be an early riser. Philippines, I think that's our time zone, roughly the same as our time zone.
No, it would be behind us by an hour at
An
least.
hour? Okay.
Yeah, I think at least by an hour.
So that means it's only an hour difference here. So, maybe he's a 6 a.m. waker upper over in the Philippines.
Yep.
So he got a little sleep in. He was up at 7 today.
Possibly. Well, I mean, I wasn't down to breakfast until about 8 o'clock. So.
True.
Just wondering where we're going to be going for this series. Obviously, we're just resetting the
to
draft.
Summoner's Rift.
I'd hope so.
Yep, that's
Twisted
what
Tree Line. I like Twisted Tree Line.
I've figured out. I think we're going there. Could run an ARAM, honestly. Love to run it back. Rematch controls.
There you go.
It's going to be the official decision. Where to from here? That's the question. So, looks like everyone's getting ready. Should be loading back into draft in just a moment. I'm not going to lie, I got a little sad when I saw that Viego locked in. I didn't get to see Kha'Zix again.
I don't know if you'll see Kha'Zix again.
Maybe not.
I think if I'm on Team Thailand, I'm saying you're not allowed to play Kha'Zix anymore, mate. You had a good start, and you squandered it.
And then there was just split decision. Had that aggro brain. Had that want-to-fight brain going.
Yeah, I mean, that reminded me of your gameplay a little bit.
Lots of fun. That's why I felt like, why is the team not going in with him, huh? He's trying to lead. Which, not necessarily the greatest way to play, but of course, keen to see where we end up.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we have the decision coming through. So we are going to run this draft back from the start. Apparently, Team Philippines selected a forbidden champion. According to official rule, we are offering a remake. Previous draft will be remained for the wrong pick. Okay.
So, I mean, they had Gragas and Aphelios locked in. So, it must have been the third pick coming through because we've already seen Gragas and Aphelios so far. So I don't know what that third pick would have been. What would have been the forbidden champion?
What was the second one for Koala? There was another one in there.
Aphelios.
No, there was another one.
No.
Yeah.
Was there?
I think so.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. If he locks in Aphelios here, we'll know. So Viego Siva come through again.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure this is where we were at, right?
Maybe you're right. Look,
and
at
this point
is
is
that of
where
the goldfish.
yeah.
I am a play-by-play caster for a reason here. I live in the moment and then forget about it a second later. What are we going to get from Estelades?
Yeah, I mean, it could be something down towards that bot lane. You already have a bit of an easier idea as to what your bot lane matchup might look like with the Sivir being locked in. So it does end up being the Milio. Again, very, very safe, straightforward, easily blindable bot lane.
Yeah, relatively
Aphelios,
strong.
Milio. Now, I mean, there are options open there for Team Thailand, right? I think it would make sense to pick a support here just so that you're not giving away your mid or top matchup.
Yeah.
So are they going to go towards something like a Nautilus or a Blitzcrank? ends up being the Blitzcrank. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? You want to be trying to get those engages onto the Milio, don't let them farm up. Exact same kind of mentality that we saw in the first matchup with the Misfortune Blitzcrank bot lane, but in this case it should be the Sivir and the Blitz. We've already seen that the Blitz can be quite effective actually for Team Thailand. So this is where I was sort of leaning with that conversation we were having around the bans, where, you know, you're looking at that Misfortune ban and saying, okay, maybe that's just something the Philippines have identified that they don't really want to deal with. But to me, I feel like what identifies that bot lane really, and when we're talking about the identity of the bot lane, it comes from the Blitz initially.
Yeah.
The ADC, it's like, okay, you're in the backpack a little bit, so you can be a Misfortune, you could be, I don't know, you could be a Sivir, you could do whatever. But if the Blitz is hitting hooks, your Blitz is hitting hooks and you're getting some value. So I felt like the Blitz was a little bit more impactful in that lane than the Misfortune, but it's something that the Philippines team have obviously decided that they want to get rid of.
Interesting to see what ends up happening overall. Where are we going with this Blitzcrank? It certainly worked for Team Thailand earlier. No Wukong, no Sedge, and getting that Ahri out of there after seeing Nuina doing a decent job with it, and no Cassio. So getting that Cassiopeia out of the mix. Where is Team Thailand going with this lineup?
It's a good question, Mac.
Yeah. Sivir with the Blitzcrank down bot. Viego, of course, in the jungle. We're looking for a mid laner, we're looking for a top laner. And that top counter pick has been there for a long time, for a very long time, but they've opted to lock in the bot lane instead. Ornn, going for the super tank, going right up top. Looking to blow the horn, looking to upgrade a couple of mythics if they can last long enough.
Yeah, super safe top lane pick. And again, I think that's probably just in response to wondering, you know, are we potentially going to see the Gragas get flexed around a little bit? And they leave the mid until last pick. Fly taken through as well. It's just a very standard front-to-back team comp from Team Philippines so far. So looking for a mid laner probably to finish that off. Got a little bit of AP damage up in the top lane, but it actually does end up being the Fiora for top.
Okay.
The Gragas for mid, so that's what we were kind of talking about. Kennen into the Fiora, try to bully them out of lane early on in the piece.
And Kennen. So, where's this Kennen going to be going? Looks like that might be...
Should be top. Oh, should be mid
top lane.
or top. But, yeah, I guess you would suppose...
Ornn in the
it
mid
should
lane.
be...
Ornn going to be matching the Gragas. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense, right? I don't think you necessarily want to be putting the Kennen in the mid lane. You want to be able to have him up in top.
Yeah.
It's probably not super standard, but it's just a matchup which Team Thailand thought that they weren't super happy with. And so, Ornn into Gragas was maybe a little bit more comfortable than into the Fiora. Then again, you know, I'm looking again and I'm seeing Fiora and I'm thinking, man, if that Fiora gets ahead, we could see a repeat of the Tryndamere Fiora Vi. That's a lot of early skirmishing power. If you get on top of that Kennen, he's going to get blown up. So, Yummy need to be pretty careful up in that top lane. Things don't go a little awry. That said, if I'm Team Thailand, I'm looking to play toward bot. You've got the Blitzcrank, right? That's a playmaking support. Maybe things don't go super well towards bot. You can start to see the roams come through from Jingliu. Felt like he was quite impactful on the Blitz when we got to see that against Team Malaysia. So
yeah, hit some decent hooks. Certainly had a decent setup. And a lot of the time, he wasn't even really going for the hooks. He was just running in, using the burst of movement speed to set up the ganks as well off the back of any kind of CC. But that CC, of course, and damage was coming from the MF. And they don't have an MF this time. They got the Sivir down towards the bot lane. And when I think Sivir, I think damage. I don't think anything to do with CC, except the fact that you can dodge some of it.
Yep, most definitely. Yeah, it's certainly that mid and the top selection from Team Thailand that are going to keep us interested here. But we'll jump onto Summoner's Rift and find out how it's going to go. How does the team from Philippines match up against Team Thailand and their rather unusual draft? Already a little bit of a stoush happening.
A little bit of poke going on. But it's all just basic. Looking at the vision game, of course, we are just going to see a couple of blue wards placed towards the bot side to make sure that Team Thailand isn't doing anything too over-eager, too over-aggressive. Just a nice, safe red ward coming through towards the back of the Drake pit. And that one hasn't been seen as well. So bot lane should be that little bit safer moving forward. You can see that it is going to be that top to bot pathing from both the junglers here on both sides. We'll see who gets there first or who makes that move. Pillow, of course, going to try to match the pace of the Vi, who's got a pretty solid clear right now.
All right, well, we want to see some explosiveness down in that bot lane again from Team Thailand. Liu doing what you want to do on the blitz and getting aggressive early, ensuring that they can try to get that level 2 advantage first. When you have one of the melee supports up against a range support, it's really important to try to get that level 2 all in, or try to get at least some kind of a trade happening at level 2. Hit level 2 first.
Yeah. Pillow going for a topside clear and looking for a gank here as well. Aloit's quite low. Yummy, pretty similar. Doesn't want to give away this gank attempt. Pillow now just waiting for the moment to strike. And here it is. We are going to see that movement speed come through. Big stun. Aloit, see you later. That was beautifully executed by Team Thailand, and Aloit had no idea that one was coming.
Yeah, that's perfect as well. Really good identification from Team Thailand. They see that the Fiora only has the Ghost available.
Yeah.
So when you don't have Flash, it makes those kinds of plays a little bit easier to get consistently. Very, very good stun through from Pillow. Gets the Flash stun in, and then a good follow-up from Yummy. It's pretty easy to get that pick. Aloit just a little bit overextended, not expecting the early top gank. In the meanwhile, though, that does give the chance for Gawala on that Vi to start to get a little bit ahead in terms of the CS. Continuing with that full clear. And we'll start to look towards the Scuttle Crab, which might be a bit of an issue if the Viego comes in for the contest after having base and bought an item. Indeed, it's going to go toward mid. The Flash connects.
It was good, and Gawala going to be able to pick up an answer for what happened over towards the top earlier. So, of course, there's going to be a little bit of bounty, a little bit of that first blood extra bonus coming through for Team Thailand overall, but that was a nice answer for Team Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, overall, that's a really good patience, actually, from Gawala. I thought, you know, it's a situation where you do sometimes just see that Q let go and you miss the Q. Done and dusted, but Flash Q, really hard to dodge, and held it long enough.
Oh, hello. Stopping the free back after the shove there. And Team Philippines are going to be slightly staggered, so maybe an opportunity for Team Thailand to get a plate here, unless Jacobo stays.
Yeah, I think it's a situation now where as Jacobo, you kind of have to bite the bullet and decide to stick around. You're just going to lose way too much to take the base at this point in time.
Yeah.
It's not normally how that's supposed to go. If someone's going to get cancelled, you kind of want it to be the support, so that Jacobo can go back and get an item, but in this case it was Moran.
Oh, Gawala here. Just trying to exert some extra pressure, trying to help Aloit out, give that presence and allow some more CS to be farmed on up. Yummy, he hasn't had too much fun towards the top lane today so far, but maybe this game is the game to do it. Of course, in terms of the CS gap, Aloit's doing a very good job farming. 5 minutes in already, that 10 CS gap, and back towards the bottom. Team Thailand have been pushed up for so long. I'm surprised Team Philippines haven't tried to work on any ganks just yet.
Playing a little bit of a different style towards the top lane. Team Thailand really putting the resources into it. Yummy, and Aloit does not have Flash.
Oh, nice dodge. Is that going to be enough to keep him alive, though? I don't think it will be. The range too good. And Pillow helps out again for another assist. It's going to be Yummy off to the races, and now should be able to farm up, maybe even get a plate, because there is another 5 seconds on that respawn, but with the jungler showing at top, it means it's Drake time, and Team Philippines are going to be able to pick up the Kento.
Yeah, we did talk about that in the previous game as well. Vi definitely the kind of champion that can solo these dragons early. A lot of single target damage. So Gawala, you know, kind of leaving top on an island, but trying to find advantages elsewhere, and it's one of those things that you sometimes have to recognize as a top laner that, yeah, maybe you're not getting a lot of assistance from your jungler, and your opponent kind of is, but as long as, okay, we see that kill in mid go through from the first, then we see the dragon getting taken in the second gank. As long as you're getting something done elsewhere on the map as a jungler, I don't think you can get too hard down on yourself. It still seems to be sort of hanging in the balance. The only issue I would say is that you know, giving kills over to a cannon and both of them going his way is going to make it really difficult to be effective in that lane as Aloy. And particularly going into the team fights as well, if this is going to be an accelerated cannon, right? If he gets his items out earlier, he might be able to 1v5 those team fights if he can get a good ultimate off.
Yeah. Well, Aloy did a decent job here. He'll be able to hit that first vital, but not quite find any more off the back of it just yet. It's enough pressure to keep it Yummy tucked away under the turret. He had a feeling that Gawala might have been lurking up on that top side. There is going to be that control ward over towards the tri-bush on the top side. But what are we going to see going on down towards the bottom side? Jinglu, just to clear the vision. Deny any of this extra info for Team Philippines. And Rana Jacobo, are they making a mistake by hanging around here? We'll see if Jinglu's going to be able to land that flash hook. He will. Big damage. Jacobo going to be copping that first part of the queue and just giving his life. Looks like he's gone the wrong direction, and Mirage has survived, but there goes the ADC, and that's not a good way for the bot lane to be in 14 Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, you say he's going in the wrong direction, but at the end of the day, he's not getting out of there alive at all, and what he's doing by that is he's drawing the Thailand players away from Moran. I mean, Moran was probably safe there anyway, but at the end of the day, it was always going to be at least one death, and it was sort of wise from the Philippines team to ensure that that wasn't too. Good flash hook from Jinglu. Need to be making plays like that if you've got to pick the blitz. You know, it's not necessarily going to get you a lot of value if you're not going to be on the front foot. So, good confidence, hits the hook. And Jacobo knew as soon as that hook connected that he was pretty much done.
Yeah, he was gone. So, nice attempt. And really good positioning coming through as well from Jinglu. Oh, in the meanwhile, we've got a fight in that top tri-bush, and it is going to be Team Thailand finding yet another gank. So, kills certainly favouring them, and they're almost at a 2k gold lead at just 8 minutes in.
Yeah, this is actually starting to snowball out of control a little bit. And, you know, I want to say that's great. That's fantastic. That's positive signs for Team Thailand. And look, it is. But with the knowledge in mind that they did kind of let a similar lead slip in game one of the day, I am still not going to say I think the Philippines team is out of this discussion just yet. It is really concerning to me that so many kills keep going over to this cannon, and even now Pillow wants to have a bit of a look into the top lane again. Either as Aloy, you have to walk away from this tower or call your jungler over for assistance. It is going to be the latter. They'll try to hold on to the tower as much as possible, but already 2 plates, and honestly, we're getting quite close to 3 plates being secured for Yummy. He's got 3 kills. This is going to be an absolute monster cannon. Pillow's going to have a crack, but Koala is there.
Ooh, Aloy, real damn low. Is he going to be able to turn this around? He will. Hits a couple of vitals and just chunks that damage down. Yummy wants no part of this. He's got that bounty on his head too, so playing the safe game instead.
Yeah, I mean, again, if I'm at Yummy there, I'm a little bit disappointed by that play, actually, because I'm thinking you don't need to be pushing this issue. You can go elsewhere on the map, try to find advantages. You've got a whole, you know, bot lane or bot side to clear, and I can just continue to push this tower in, take some free plates, potentially even in a 2-on-1 can actually get away if I've got the ultimate available, because it's just going to be really hard for the Fiora and the Vi to stick to the cannon. They'll be able to get on him, but they might not necessarily be able to stick to him.
Everything's slowing down towards the bottom side here. Jinglu looking to put that pressure on. Let him know, yeah, I got that hook ready. You want none of this. Let my Sivir farm. And that's exactly what we're going to see here. So Team Philippines playing a very respectful game. And Team Thailand are looking to get ready for this Drake. To pick up the second one and make sure Team Philippines don't get too many of the objectives. Baron still 10 minutes away. A chance for another Herald to be picked up. And you can see Pillow as well. Needs to use that one shortly. Doesn't have too much time left. And with how he's posturing, they might just use it at mid and try to get the Drake off the back of it. I think he's going to forget about it.
This might be the first actual committed team fight we see. Philippines not super interested though. Koala's hanging around maybe to look for a steal. You go over with the blast cone and you queue back over the wall if you can manage to get it. Doesn't quite get the steal.
Yeah.
Can he get out? It looks like maybe not.
Not this time. And Pillow as well.
Oh,
Gonna be able
no.
to, oh no, they've invested way too much there. Pillow going to be able to jump across the wall as well because he's in that vibe form. He plays that champ, so he knows exactly what to do. And Jacobo at least going to be able to survive, but that did not go well for Team Philippines at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those situations where it really should not have gotten to that point. Okay, if you're going to go for the steal, fair enough as Gawala, but Moran should just never be hanging around in a world where he could potentially get blitz hooked. And it ends up going from bad to worse for Team Philippines because not only do they now lose the Dragon, not only do they lose 2 kills on the back of that, they're also going to lose their bot tower. There's going to be a Rift Herald charge right in here. Maybe they're not quite going to lose the bot tower, but that is a lot of value coming through for Team Thailand in a very, very brief amount of time. You already talked about the gold lead being about 2K a few minutes ago. Well, now it's starting to get up closer and closer to 4K.
They're going to get worse and worse as time goes on. Okay, we are going to see decent knock-up coming through there, but Gawala, unfortunately, even with that second Q out, won't be able to dodge the damage there. And Pillow, he played this one spectacularly.
Yeah, a more disciplined team would not allow a second kill to go through there. And to be honest, I don't even think they would go for the Dragon still.
Yeah.
It's only the first Dragon for Team Thailand, so it's not a super impactful moment in the game.
Yeah, time to make some plays, you know? I respect it from Team Philippines. They are down, so they're trying to make a move, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't. Certainly. I mean, it's about the risk and the reward.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, I think the risk sort of outweighs the reward.
Yeah, high risk, low reward. You know how it is.
In the meanwhile, Yummy up in top on that cannon is having the dream game. Much easier time, it seems, in this one for Team Thailand than it was up against Team Malaysia. Shine had that massive gap up in top.
Oh, a little bit of rumble in the jungle right now, and it looks like it's not gone well for Gawala straight out of there, so that's not much CC to play around for Team Philippines, and they are just going to escape away, licking their wounds. And it feels like Team Thailand just barely took any damage in that fight.
Well, it wasn't really much of a fight in the end, was it? Blitz hook connects, and that player gets executed, and Team Thailand are happy with that. They're going their merry way.
20 seconds left for the plates, and it looks like there's no real opportunity for either team to pick up any more. So the towers will be as they stand right now. It looks like Team Thailand, of course, taking decent damage at bot, taking one towards the top as well. They're certainly favoured right now in that department. Horn does not work as intended. And, ooh, Newman's going to take a chunk of damage, just chip down to half, but of course still plenty of health to play around. Still going to continually force this one straight under the turret there. Wave going to get reset. And Aloy happily, slowly farming at top.
Yeah, it looks like it's reset time for Team Thailand. Just send a couple players back to base, get themselves ready. Have a look towards the Rift Herald.
It's going to be up in a couple of seconds. And there's the spawn. Pillow looking like he's going to be uncontested. Look at the vision in that top blue side. Oh my lord. Thailand have got vision everywhere. They see everything. Team Philippines can't come near here.
Yeah, and they're not even going to be interested in trying to take that challenge for the Rift Herald, which is fair enough, but what else are you getting done around the map? Be able to steal the Gromp and maybe get a few free autos onto the bot tower, but if I'm Pillow right now, I'm thinking, great, I've got another Rift Herald. I'm already super fed. So is my top laner. Let's just head in that direction. Yummy gets low, but Pillow's there as well, so Aloy does need to be pretty careful and might even have to go back to base. There's really not a whole lot of teammates around here to assist with. Pillow's going to go for the dive, gets it done super easily. Kraken Slayer, lots of damage, but unfortunately does go down, and it's a bit of a misplay because you'd like to see the Rift Herald getting tossed in there. Unfortunately, not going to be the possibility. Yummy.
Couldn't juggle the aggro in time. Yummy. I don't know if he's living. Looks like he has escaped away with the blast cone. And in the meanwhile, down on that bot lane, Newen is going to fall. So no safety down here. And off the back of that, Jacobo should be able to take this first turret for Team Philippines. Things might be turning around as the game goes on.
Yeah, a bit of a swing back. I mean, this is Team Thailand in a nutshell, isn't it, right? They start the early game really well, and then they just make a couple of misplays in the mid game and allow their opponent back into the discussion. It still should very much be a Team Thailand favored game, but you know, why do you need to push the issue quite so much in the top lane? Why do you need to push the issue so much there in the bot lane? You're already ahead. You've just picked up the Rift Herald. Let's just try to set something up use that Rift Herald, claim another tower maybe in mid, open the map up a little bit more, and then look toward Dragon when we have such a huge advantage in these team fights at the moment with the Cannon ultimate. You know, you layer the Cannon ulti, the Slicing Maelstrom on top of the Ornhorn, and then allow the Viego in to clean everything up.
We've got that Cloud Soul, that Cloud Rift as well, that is all spawned up now. It looks like over towards mid. There's going to be a 3-on-2 attempt. Team Philippines are chasing them down, but that's going to force the flash out. So Jinglu going to have to use that for that. We'll have the Hex Flash to try and play around if he wants, but either way, looks like we're going to be focusing things back toward the bot side for now. Lanes have been flipped, and Yummy going to be able to take yet another. Okay. Woo! Over towards mid, Jinglu. Oh, there was the dot there. A little bit of burn damage is enough, and that's going to be the Milio diff.
Yeah, it's just, again, another unnecessary death. Down in the bot lane, we do see the 1v1 from Yummy to try to claim things back.
The dive. Okay. Jacobo going to be taking most of that damage from the turret, just getting more hits off while they can. Looks like they are very interested in taking yet another T1 and opening up the map further with that mid lane. Over towards the top side. Now there has been... Ooh, okay, there's a gank here on a Koala who was really invested over towards the Raptors, trying to steal them away. Will he be able to survive? Looks like the answer is going to be no, but will the reinforcements come in time? No! Oh my lord, this is terrible for Team Philippines. Moran, see you later. Jacobo didn't have the damage, and Team Thailand are going to find a double kill. 3 overall off the back of that.
Yeah, Jingliu just getting in there at the perfect timing, and I mean, I suppose that's why you sometimes like to see the Moby boots getting picked up, right? It just helps you get there right on time every time. Yummy, by the way, has stuck around in the bot lane after that solo kill and done a lot of damage to the bot tower. Probably has a lot of money in the back pocket there after getting the kill, and you know, obviously farming quite a few waves on the back end as well. We'll take a look at the replay here of that fight. The Philippines team, I mean, they thought that they had an angle in there, didn't they? They get the flashes. They both flashed over into that fight, the ADC and the support, but they've essentially flashed over to their death. And that'll take some looking back at for Jacobo and Moran. Sometimes you just got to let bygones be bygones, Mac. That's one of the biggest things with League of Legends, is recognizing when you're not going to be able to turn a situation back in your favor and just cutting it off at the stem.
Is it sunken cost fallacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, seems to be what we're seeing a little bit from Team Philippines here. 6 kill gap, but looking at the gold, it's getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. 5 and a bit K. And we're going to see this Herald try to open up mid even more so for Team Thailand. Let's see if they're going to be able to find the whole tower and maybe a charge off the back of it. Herald's still standing. Can they draw the attention away? It looks like they're not interested. They just want to pillage the jungle instead and make sure there is nothing for Team Philippines to find.
I think that's fair enough. I mean, look, to be fair, this could have been a cleaner game from Team Thailand, but all things considered, they are pretty much getting the job done. I want to give a shout out to Jingliu. I think the blitz hooks have been pretty premium. There's another attempt. Gawala just dodging it with the Q.
Yeah. Seemed to be aware that there was something going on. I think he did that hook on vision. By the way, Ornhorn going to be coming through. Will miss the mark on a couple of the individuals, but now we're going to see Team Philippines try to make this fight happen. Vi on the front line. Looking to get this one. Gawala going to be able to chunk away a Nuanir, but he's soaked up so much damage. Team Thailand going to stand for the moment. They are trying to fight here. They believe they're stronger. They are, according to the gold, and it looks like Team Philippines are starting to crumble now on the back foot, moving back towards the top lane, but there is no safer pastures over here. Let's see if Team Thailand can keep up with them for the moment. Oh, Pillow! Just dodges that enough.
Don't hook!
They're going for it. Another hook for Moran. They're just trying to pick off maybe the wrong individuals, saving the support, but losing the whole game potentially. Nuanir barely alive. Pillow will be limping away, but that cost him another on Yummy, and that man had a bounty on his head too.
Mac, they were out of that. They were out of that fight. The 4v4, I mean the 5v4 ended up happening. They lost an initial pick. They trade it back.
Off the back of you complimenting Jinglu's hooked, and then he's just hooked an L.
He's like, let me just start another fight after we're in an awkward position. I mean, look at this.
Oh my lord.
It's gone from bad to worse. The Team Philippines, they're thinking, how are we back in this game?
That is something.
They were out of that fight.
Off the back of the 20-minute fight, there was a 6-kill lead for Thailand. There was a 5,000 gold lead for Team Thailand. And you look at Team Philippines now, that has shrunken immensely. They haven't had the damage to completely burst down the Baron, though. We are going to see Milio gone, but see you later, ADC. Saramir out of the equation. But we are going to see it Yummy come across and try to make this happen.
That's
Pillow's
all.
still dead, so there is going to be a smite to use. Gawala ain't there, though, so blue team managing to secure it just barely. It was a
They
dangerous
might not get
affair.
out alive, though. The hook through onto the Gragas is at the very least going to keep him from basing.
How is this fight still kind of going?
It's just the classic. It's the classic League of Legends where you're like, no one really knows how to say no to the fight, you know. And this is again in a situation where I think Team Thailand could really do with a good, solid shot caller. There needed to be someone in there saying,
No.
get out, you know, like let's disengage. We were able to trade back the initial kill. You know, obviously Yummy's still pretty strong on that cannon. Used the slicing maelstrom. They were all stuck inside of a choke point. And at that point, you know, you've used all of your impactful abilities. You've got cooldowns happening, so you can't afford to be fighting anymore. But then, you know, that blitz hook connects, and Team Philippines decides that they want to send it back in as well. And so, yeah, Team Thailand, I mean, they've really got to look at these mid games. This is I would say the second out of 3 games, and you know, to be honest, all 3 of the games, their mid games haven't been great, but at least in 2 of them, they won the early game. There's no question that they won the early game. They were ahead.
Yeah.
And now they're, like, again, just letting it slip because they don't understand when and where to fight.
That's like a 1.5K gold difference right now. Team Philippines doing so much work to get back into this one, just finding so many objectives, so much pressure on the top lane now. They're right up towards the tier 3, looking to base. And over towards the bot side. Team Thailand, the tempo is certainly not in their favor, but they are going to be able to slow farm if they want. Looking at the objectives, still 4 minutes on the next Drake. Team Thailand, 1 away from the Soul. It is just a Cloud Soul, but extra little bit of movement speed there might go a long way.
Jing Liu, he just wants to throw that hook out, you can tell.
And he has. He's missed, made the wrong read this time.
Well, not so easy when you're just having a look with the scrying or over the wall rather than the ward. He just doesn't stop throwing hooks, does he?
No. Well, he's a Blitzcrank. That's your job. Keep on casting them. Try to reel in the big one. You miss every shot you don't take. I think that's a saying in League of Legends.
I suppose so. Every skill shot you don't take. Well, things are going to slow down for a little bit here. Just while that Baron is in play for the Philippines.
Well, Ornhorn's going to be used. Looks like they've tried to catch Jacobo out of position, but he's very fast right now.
Ghosted.
Ghosted up to get away.
Yeah, I mean, they get a pretty important cooldown off of Jacobo, but he's still holding on to the flash. So not the end of the world. He's still got his escape tools. He's got Gale Force Flash for the next fight. And 4-2-1 for the Ophelio, 6-5-2 for the Vi. You're starting to see some kills going over to important pieces of the puzzle for the Team Philippines.
Yeah.
If they can keep Ophelios alive late into the fight, then there is definitely an avenue back into this game for them. And on the other side of the coin, obviously, Yummy in particular is where your eyes are really going to be focused with that slicing Maelstrom. Really needs to get onto the back line.
Yeah. Wants to get straight up in their face. Looks like Gawala will have an escape plan again. The read hook coming through from Jinglu, but he's not able to connect it.
I mean, we've seen probably the most passive 2 to 3 minutes of the entire tournament so far.
Yeah. Hey, for this series. I feel like there was a lot of passivity going on in that series yesterday.
Oh, your series yesterday.
I casted with my good friend Magical. What do we got here, huh? Lloyd playing the Vision game, dealing with Pink Ward.
Well, the crazy thing is, if Team Thailand would have played like this 5 minutes ago, they wouldn't be in this position. The game would probably be over.
Yeah. They still have a gold lead. It just feels like they have no momentum, no tempo.
They were up like 4 or 5K at one point.
Yeah, 5.5K.
And now,
before that fight,
now they're up only 1K. So it's been a real swing back from Team Philippines, and I dare say Team Thailand are feeling not quite as confident about their chances of finding a favorable engagement anymore.
But they are trying. They are certainly trying. Looks like someone's going to go for that back. It's Yummy looking to match that top lane push, making sure that the base is safe. But in comes the Ornhorn. No connection again. It's not going too well for the mid laner. for Team Thailand. We are going to see a flank angle coming through. Oh my, Estelades, he is happy to take this one. See you later. Jacobo is going huge right now, but he might be isolated. Kennan's going to be jumping right on top of him, but he's taking more damage than he's giving. See you later, Aphelios. There's the damage source gone. Aloy is here and hitting those vitals though, and now it is just Team Thailand trying to escape away. Everyone's fast though, thanks to the Cloud Soul. Newanir going to try to turn this one around, but again, split decision. But he's able to soak up all that damage. Estelades on the chase. Will he be able to look like an Escalade and catch it? Yummy, that's the question.
Well, I mean, it's always really difficult to catch a cannon because he's got that E where he can just try to dash out of the dodge, but he also is able to get a lot of free stuns through. Still, when you're a Gragas, you can seemingly chase anything down, and so Estelades will find his mark. It ends up being a very extended 4-3 trade in the end. Here's another dive going on here from the Team Philippines. They are wanting to turn this around. Fiora starting to become a bit of a problem actually now for Team Thailand, and Koala on that Vi, very strong as well. Team Thailand, what has happened to this game?
How have they managed to just juggle that damage? They were under the turret for so long, chunking away. Aloy, big work to hit those vitals, get out all that extra damage. Can't wait to see how much he's done when we finish this game off. And it looks like that might not be too far away because Team Philippines, they've got the momentum. It's still shifted in their direction, and now they've got this gold lead too by a whole 1,000 gold. Insane how this turnaround has happened. And it looks like they might have the handshake. It's going to be a Drake for a Baron, and that's if it even is. You're looking at Team Thailand. They don't have a huge damage source to find the Drake. Team Philippines might be able to rotate in time, especially if you have Estelades being a nuisance on the Drake.
Yeah, I think at this point, if I'm Team Philippines, I'm probably sending 1 or 2 members already running down, but they sort of committed to taking the Baron in the end, and they probably wouldn't have made it to the Dragon. So that is actually Cloud Soul for Team Thailand. I'm not really sure that's going to be enough to get them back in this game.
Yeah.
What I will say, though, is that is going to play a little bit into the playstyle that they've been showing, is that they want to be really on the front foot. They want to be trying to force those fights, so maybe that extra move speed will help out.
And no one's matching the split push right now. Aloy, that is huge damage. That is the start of the base, the beginning of the end. No inhib just yet, so there won't be any added extra pressure. Little chunk down to half HP, but it's not quite enough to follow through. And they've invested a lot of resources towards the top lane, so it's going to be mid T2, maybe gone. They're certainly investing time and resources onto Pillow, who's barely alive, and he's just looking to dodge Aloy right now. Look, his health bar is completely black, and he's hoping that he can back all the way into the base.
Aloy's going to be in a bit of trouble here. See how strong this Fiora really is. In a 1v3, I don't really back him, but
he's got the moves.
He's been able to get out of there alive, dodging the Blitz hook, and in the meanwhile, pulling a big rotation away from mid, and that might just be the mid tower gone. Philippines team starting not to overcommit, but certainly a lot of damage done.
Yeah, they got that T2. They almost got the T3 as well. Insane. Inhib turret, real damn low now, and he's backing on Vision, even with the Barret of Power back. It is not going to allow him to have that reset. Let's see if Aloy still has the smooth moves. He will not. 5v1 is not going to work for him this time.
Yeah, there's no getting out of that one, but again, you just see that mid wave pushing in under tower. They are not Baron buffed, so they won't be able to finish the tower off, but even though you're seeing a death go through for Team Philippines, it's not the biggest of concerns. There's nothing really that Team Thailand's going to be able to get off of it. Dragon's not up, Baron's not up, the waves are not pushing. All it does is buy them a bit of time.
Pillow. Be able to nerf that little blue buff down, but you are going to see Koala not only smite for it, but he might have to give his life for the blue buff too. He will. That is not what you want when it's been going oh so well for Team Philippines.
Yeah, I think you're feeling pretty confident here as Team Philippines, but you can't be walking into
them making a move.
A cannon with 10 kills and a Viego that was looking pretty strong at the start of the game as well. They're going to get back into the swing of things right here, Team Thailand. Maybe
they're just hitting it.
It's the anti-throw.
A lot of damage. There's a lot of damage going out of the Team Thailand right now. Jacobo is pumping and smacking those health bars. 4v5. They are going to be able to turn this one around, but it's not before that inhib goes down. So Team Thailand, they are happy with what they got. TP? And we're even going to see a TP to try and stop these backs, to try and get in their way. Let's see if Estelades can hit a nice cast. Oh, he's gone the wrong way.
No way.
He's dropped the control ward, and somehow Team Thailand might be out of here. Looks like the explosive cast will hit on the Pillow, but it might not be enough. Estelades low now. Ornhorn going to be called. There's the knock-up. And Team Thailand have gotten away with daylight robbery.
They certainly have. The team from the Philippines is going to start to come back with a vengeance. All 5 members are alive. They will have to now deal with super creeps pushing in their mid-wave. It's not the worst lane to have the creeps pushing in. Certainly prefer that over the side lane. And obviously this Aphelios and Fiora combo is going to start to hit critical mass fairly shortly. We've got 3 items completed on both. Hull Breaker actually out there as well for the Fiora, so you can imagine what the strategy is going to be.
Yeah. Split push. Split push. And maybe, just maybe, it'll allow Aloyts to one more time attempt that 1v5. Very ambitious, of course. Has the AoE on his melee with the Ravenous Hydra there. And it's an AoE heal too, so get that little lifesteal off. But what is the go for Team Thailand now? I think they just want to survive until the next Baron's up, maybe play for the Elder, but it could be a flip. You can see both of them straight on that 2-minute cooldown right now, so what is going to be more important? Pillow be able to have himself that second life, the Guardian Angel.
Well, just to answer your question, Mac, I think Elder is always more important. Force a fight with the Elder. Generally speaking, you're going to win it.
And also, congratulations, certainly the longest game we've seen so far here at the Road to Asia Games for League of Legends.
Yep. This game is starting to feel like it's in one-fight territory. So in about a minute and a half, I dare say, we're going to get a bit of insight as to which way this will actually finish off. Definitely thinking whichever team can grab the Elder should be able to win. I mean, can you imagine Elder on Team Thailand? Kennen just jumps in the back line. You're just gone. There's nothing you can do about that.
There goes the Q. Big damage, huge wave clear. Let's see what Aloyt's going to be able to do here. Just clearing up the wave, farming up a storm. Still really is that unstoppable force at the moment. Real close to 300 CS for him. And Jacobo in the meanwhile, he's hit that. So Yumount. And we might have a force to be reckoned with at mid. Looks like there's going to be some attempt at poke coming through here. Ornhorn won't be able to catch Jacobo. He's just too mobile, too damn good. And it looks like we're going to see the collapse start to come through. Koala going to be off to the side now. But there it is. Jingju going to be picked. And there's no chance now that this fight is going to go well for Team Thailand. They are hoping, they are trying to pick off Aloyt on the side.
Yeah, Aloyt's just got to get in that sideline and side lane and start
healing up.
Healing up a little bit.
What he's trying to do. And it just drawing so much attention to. He will be able to poke at that inhib if he lives, but it looks like that is not going to be an option. He has at least drawn the attention from Team Thailand for long enough that the rest of Team Philippines can try and answer with something. It looked like they're split between the decision of going for the Baron or going for the Elder. They started moving to Baron, they're walking back to Elder now, and they just don't want to let this one go down without a fight. Koala, he's here, he's looking for an angle. That Elder is so low already. It's down to 4k. You're looking at the fight now, the full turnaround, and Team Thailand, they're just getting chunked on down. Yummy going golden, hoping to survive, and there's that Guardian Angel getting popped as well. Everyone rezzing, but who's going to win this one? Team Thailand certainly should. That should be the Elder. Looks like, again, they're going to get greedy. They're going for both.
Yeah, that was just absolute indecision from Team Philippines. Xing Liu is going to find Estelades and be able to cancel that base as well, so it goes from bad to worse. You won't even have someone to defend in mid once this Elder has gone down. And to be quite honest with you, Mac, I think they probably could have just gone straight for the finish.
Yeah.
Imagine 4 members running down the base right now rather than just 2.
Again, split decision. Is this going to be a good idea or a bad idea? In comes the Ornhorn. Aloyt going to dodge it. We'll be able to be here to try and defend, but those turrets, they are melting. They are going. And with full focus on the Nexus, this is GG. Team Thailand.